First, it's get the list. And let me explain list, really important. Buying a database of leads is not a list. A list is how do you find out who's actually qualified to buy your product or service, and you know the buying criteria, meaning, for instance, we're in the real estate space, whether you're an investor, mortgage, or whatever. And so what you don't want to do is pull 1.7 million realtors, for example, because 90% of them do 0 transactions. And then you have this big database that's not even a real database. It's just a bunch of names and emails of people who actually they don't do any business, so you don't want them. So get the list. You need to know their transaction history, what they're making, how many deals they did. So get the list. Number two, very simple. Create content that solves this list 1, 2, 3 problems. They're top problems, whatever it is. So when I say create content, do a video, create a blog post, do a ton of work around what their biggest problems are. We did this by creating the 7-figure business roadmap. I do it, we do it, they do it. That's the growth path for everybody who's scaling a business. And then you just solve all the problems for the people on this list. Then you put them on email drips. The best way to get people to open and respond to an email is find somebody who everybody on this list knows and hearts. They gotta know them and love them. So if you can find somebody that everybody on this list knows and hearts, and then you can help solve problems with this person and put it in an email, then you're really ahead, because then you're gonna get people to click on your emails, open them, subscribe, do your call to actions. Here's what people screw up on an email. They don't have a call to action. They forgot. You've got to offer a solution to these problems inside of that email drip, right? So now you've got social proof, somebody that these people know and love, doing content with you, talking about solving the problems that are causing these people to not scale or grow. Okay, that's call to action, offer value. You need to give something away. Something of value. You know what the most downloaded thing that we've ever put out? The Essential Virtual Assistant Checklist. It's a checklist of 197 things that a virtual assistant has to do in a real estate transaction. That's our best downloadable. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of people have downloaded that one thing through email, social media, and all that other stuff. Okay, now we've got to go to step number 4. You have to do social. It's the same formula in social. Find somebody you know, solve the problems, get it to the list, make sure there's a call to action, an offer of value. Social posts should be fun, they should be video, and they should include your product or service with, once again, a call to action. A call to action to your audience, talking about the problems you solve, again, to the people who actually need the help. Hopefully you have somebody who they all know, like, and admire, that they love, endorsing your product in your social media feed. Okay, now you're generating leads. So far, all of these things are completely free. You haven't spent a cent, by the way. This is the one thing that most business owners don't do, because you know why? It's a lot of work. It's really hard to find somebody who knows and loves you, who's willing to endorse your offer of value to the list of people. This is called social influence, or influence currency. It's not expensive, but it's hard to get. So this whole thing, guess what it costs? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Next. Now you have to have an automated sales process. Now, if you create content on your website that solves these problems, hopefully you have a call to action where somebody can register and go deeper with you, right? Well, when you register, somebody's got to follow up with that. That's where a virtual assistant comes in, a VA. okay? And this is great for anybody who's thinking about how do I build a system that is repeatable, that you can basically rely on. This is the how. So now somebody comes to your website, downloads a free gift or a thing of value or something, item like that, and registers. Your virtual assistant calls them, and here's what it is. This is important. Call, text, email within 5 minutes. 5 minutes. They should be still on your website when you call them. And if you can't get them on the first call, you hang up and you call them again. If they can't get them on that one, you hang up and you call again. After the third time, if they don't answer, you don't leave a voicemail, you then text them. Hey, this is Daniel. I noticed you just downloaded my free guide to how to solve your most important thing in order to make your business grow. I want to talk to you. Call me back. Now, you send them an email. Hey, Daniel, I'm so excited to be able to maybe work together. Call me. Here's my direct line. All of that is done by a virtual assistant. All of that is done by a virtual assistant. We haven't yet even paid for anything other than the one person that you need to hire. Okay. Now this person has a lead to follow up on. In this world, that lead, when you finally get a hold of them, you're going to qualify them. Are you indeed my ideal client? Do you actually have this problem, or you just think you have this problem? Are you a fit for my offer of value? Meaning, does my product or service actually solve this problem for you? If the answer is yes, now you push them in to a consultation with somebody who's an expert in the thing that you sell, buy, or whatever it is. And you do a needs analysis. Starting off, what's really important to solve this thing for you? How much is it costing you? What would it be like if it got solved? What would it do for your business, your life, your marriage, the time that you spend on a business? If we solve this problem, how much is it worth to you? And the lead has to articulate that in their own words. Okay, if they say, it's thousands of dollars, now you can sell them a virtual assistant in our case, or your new software, or your new thing. So this is an entire process, completely free. Once created, you get a rank number 1 because you have the content, and you're calling the most important people because they're on your list and you can work with them. And this all is the work that most entrepreneurs just aren't willing to put in. So we just built a marketing machine where we take the list of people who know and like you, created content, solved their problems, their number 1, 2, 3, and so on's problem, created an email drip campaign where we had a call to action, and we gave them something of value. Then we put it all on social media, and then somebody registers and actually says, I'm interested. Then we hired a virtual assistant. We've got somebody calling, texting, and emailing, all within 5 minutes. Now we're starting on the sales process. This is really important because all this over here is a marketing process, and what we're going to work on right now is a sales process. So we're going to pretend that we're a mortgage broker, and I'm helping people, get a mortgage fast, at the best rate, with the least amount of hassle. That's a great value proposition. It's really important. So my virtual assistant called them and asked them qualifying questions. So one, qualifying questions. So, you might do all of this work and have somebody register who's not really in the market for a mortgage. The important thing is, and this is really important, that you know what your buying criteria is for your particular product or service. So in my case, we're talking about being a mortgage broker, which, by the way, I am a mortgage broker. I did this, I've had a mortgage company for 15 years. That's crazy. Okay, so qualifying questions. Are you in contract right now to buy a house? Number 1. Or a commercial building, like I'm in contract right now to buy. If they say yes, that's bing, number 1. Okay, do you have a time frame for closing? Yes, 3. Okay, now The next piece of this qualifying is say, hey, what's important to you? So this is the most important thing a virtual assistant can do, is they can collect from the lead. So this is, we're talking to a lead, why they would move forward. So I'm on the phone, yes, I'm in contract, I gotta close in the next 60 days, and then after the 60 days, if I don't close, I start paying the cost. So yeah, there's a time crunch. And what's important to me is I get a great rate, and I don't have to mess with a lot of stuff. So it's easy, great rate. The virtual assistant collects that, and then they put them on the phone for you. Oops. Phone appointment. Here's the best line ever. Okay, Daniel, I understand that what's important to you is an easy and best rate. You're in contract, you've got a time frame. I want to make sure we get to this as fast as possible. Based on the calendar, are mornings or afternoons better for you? Mornings? Okay, good. So confirm time frame. And remember, I got that you want it fast and the least amount of paperwork and hassle, and you got a 60-day time. Hey, what's the best number for us to get a hold of you on so that you confirm the phone number? Okay, great. Can I send you a calendar invite? Do you have like Google or Outlook, or what do you have? Okay, you have a Google Calendar? Okay, great, so do I. I'm just going to shoot you a quick invite with my mortgage broker's information, so you have, and I'm role playing, right? I'm the virtual assistant, so that you have my mortgage broker's information, and he has your information. It'll all be in a Google Calendar. And now that I've got your email, is there anything else I should know before I make you get this connected? I know tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock work for you? Okay, 10 o'clock's good for us too. Is there anything you need before to get ready for this? Well, I don't know. What do I need? Well, many of the people who go through this process, they typically give us a copy of the contract, and they might have some information about their income ready for the phone call so that we can actually get you into our system. Would you happen to have a copy of the contract? Okay, good. That's perfect. Have that ready for the call. Okay, so now we're ready for the call. All right, well, this has been amazing. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. I've got you on the calendar for tomorrow at 10 a.m., and we're going to get you knocked out and get you everything you need. Is that good? Okay, perfect. Now, you hang up. Step number 3. Now, here's what's important. All of these details can't get screwed up. The thing about a virtual assistant is they're working 15 hours ahead of us. And if you're in California, it's 15, and if you're in the East Coast, it's 12. So it's really important that you're syncing calendars, that the virtual assistant has been trained on the different time zones. You know, they got an understanding. Here's the next step. The virtual assistant has to, kind of like in baseball, right? They've got to set up the batter by having everything else ready. So now they have the phone. They might have the address of the place. They know who the lead is, remember, because it's your list. So you have their name, you have their email, you have all their information. But now we need to get the property. We need to get that to the mortgage broker. We need to make sure the mortgage broker knows what's important to this particular mortgage person, so that when they call, they can focus on the most important stuff. So the next step is to coordinate the virtual assistant to set up the mortgage person so that they can build rapport quick. They can get the application completely done, and they can basically quote a rate and gain a commitment real quick over the phone. So there's a bunch of paperwork or process stuff that a virtual assistant can do, and then they put it on my calendar and the client's calendar, and that is a successful placed appointment. Couple things I want to make sure we measure. In this game, there's a measurement, and in this game, there's a measurement. So the marketing world has a measurement, and the sales world has a measurement. So in the sales world, did we get to it in 5 minutes? That's the most important measurement. Number 2, of all of the appointments that were actually, all the people who registered, how many appointments actually get set and then show up? Okay? And then the last measurement is how many appointments actually turn into revenue. For some reason, a lot of people miss this step. It's really important that we tell our virtual assistant who's busting their hump every single day how much revenue they've helped drive. But between these two things, this is everything you need to do to set up a successful campaign to get a virtual assistant to help you with your marketing, land appointments, and turn it into revenue. Hope this was good.